everyone, here I am again in the dining room. Have you ever kept a diary? It may be a bit of an older person's thing to do, but I do know that lots of little girls like to have one of those pretty lockable diaries to write their special things in, especially if it's got a key so that you can lock nosy big brothers and perhaps mums out. So what's a diary? I suppose there are lots of names for them. A logbook, a news book, that's what we oldies had to write in every Monday morning when we were at primary school. A journal. Some people have a diary just to keep their appointments in, a little diary in your handbag. I'm not thinking of an electronic one on a phone here. But some people keep a diary of what they've done each day, perhaps every day of their life, while they can anyway, or every few days. It becomes a story of their life at a given time and can be a great record of their past. Think of Anne Frank's diary, for example. I'm not organised enough to keep to a routine of writing things down every day, but I have, over the years, kept a short diary, perhaps of a holiday. And when we first had a caravan a few years ago, I kept a little notebook in the caravan and wrote down everywhere we visited, things we'd done while we were on holiday or weekends away. And it was great fun looking back through that little book. Things we write about ourselves become a part of our life story and can create a picture of what we're like as a person. As a family, we've got some diaries and books written by family members no longer with us. I've learned so much about my great auntie Lou. There she is here, if you can see that. And she was a lady's maid in a big house down in Devon in the early 1900s and did that all her life. And she wrote down her memoirs and a member of the family wrote them down, so we're able to enjoy reading about what life was like for her back then. My mum also filled out a book of her childhood memories in a grandparent's book, and we've enjoyed reading things that she wrote in there, and it will be something that my children will treasure, I'm sure. And I'm likewise trying very hard to write in my own book things that I remember about my life or our lives, Steve and mine, as we are the parents of our 3 children. In the Bible reading that we've just heard, Jesus told the 2 travellers about his life, and they gradually realised that it was Jesus who had shared that journey with them on the Emmaus Road, because the early prophets had foretold what might happen to the Son of God. And the New Testament of the Bible is a bit like a biography of Jesus, isn't it? It's certainly a story of his life as well as lots of others. A few years ago, I did some crafting with elderly people in a care home. We chatted about things that they remembered or liked doing, and then I helped them to look through magazines, old cards, old pictures, and we created a zigzag book of memories for them. And I've also done storyboards with children and adults so that they could record their favourite things, people they admire or look up to, things that mean a lot to them. How about you having a little go if you've got some spare time? This is the one that I started with in the care home, and I've just created a zigzag book with a piece of card, sellotaped together, and gathered all sorts of things that meant something to the person that I was sitting with. Flowers, I think the person may have had a dog, so we made sure we found a picture of a dog for them. They liked having afternoon tea. If you've got photographs you could put in, that would be great. So we're in lockdown. So I tried to do a zigzag book of what it's like now in this few weeks that we're stuck in at home. And I looked through all the bits that were going into the recycling bin and found words and pictures that I could cut out. And on something, an advert, it said something good every day, and surely we can all find something good every day, even if we are a little bit fed up with our situation. I've put spring 2020, and then I've thought of things for me really. I'm doing a lot of cooking, not so much the cakes because we shouldn't be eating too much of them, but trying out new recipes. I looked on YouTube and Google and found clip art of little bits and pieces that I could cut out pictures from. Our church family is meaning a lot to us, isn't it, at the moment? I found a logo on an old notice sheet. Our church is having to have its services on YouTube. Our buildings are closed. We're remembering others as we're making phone calls and keeping in touch. And I found a Lord's Prayer. It could be any little prayer. You could write your own, couldn't you? So our church life is very important to us at the moment. Perhaps you're having a go at hobbies and crafts a little bit more than you would normally. I'm doing quite a lot of shopping, trying to help a few other people as I do my own shopping as well. Perhaps you're finishing things off that you've had in the cupboard or drawer for years and you're getting that out to finish. And our walks, we're enjoying walks. They're not always country walks, sadly, but if you were into doing big exercises, I looked through and there I found pictures of cycling, I found pictures of running, I've Googled little bits of clip art, put footsteps, listening to CDs, listening to music, all sorts of things that you're enjoying doing at the moment, and you could create your own board. So even if it's not in a little one like I've just done, but you can get hold of perhaps put 2 pieces of A4 paper together, so you've got a bigger piece, and just create a picture of what your life is like at the moment. Might be good to share them when we get out of this situation that we're all in. Have a go anyway, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Thank you.